This is Eagle Surviving Crypto, and this is a market update with a couple of altcoins to follow. I've just been very busy the past couple of days. I haven't abandoned anybody or anything. So what we're looking at here is Bitcoin. And again, Bitcoin is the king. And people still ask me, oh, why is my altcoin going down? It's going down because Bitcoin's going down. All right. You need to be kind of aware of that. That is standard stuff. If you're in the market, you need to understand the dynamics. And these are the dynamics, is that Bitcoin leads this market. This is why I'm watching Bitcoin, and this is why our altcoin is down. Okay. So we got a killer correction, as we all know, down here to $42,000. We've rallied back up, and now we're in this. This is the 4-hour chart, a kind of a wedge, kind of a touch of a falling wedge, or even a descending wedge. So this here, a green line, is our actual resistance, and you can see we're being held down quite beautifully by this resistance here, and we need to break this. Okay, so we do need to break this, and this is the issue. We're having trouble with 49,000. From 49,000 upwards, we're just having trouble getting past it. Now we did get up to 49,400. We have a double top kind of around there, so I'm going to put in an arrow there, a line. So roughly around here is big resistance, and we're having trouble with it. Okay, now you can see here, we did come up and we got rejected on the green line both times. Okay, so that's your resistance. That's running all the way down here. Okay, so what has happened today? Obviously, we got rejected off this line. This is why we were coming down, and we came down into a little falling wedge. Now I'm going to go to the 30 minutes so we can see this clearer. And yeah, you can see we're just breaking out now, but we found resistance again here on the EMA ribbon. And I'll go back to the 4-hour, and you can see as well we're holding resistance underneath the 4-hour ribbon. We need to break up past this and hold it. I'll become more bullish then. And once we start breaking 49.5 and make this into actual support, this line here. So I'd like to see a kind of a breakout, something like this. Come up, break here, come back, retest, and then make a break out. Okay, so I do see us eventually moving to the kind of 50,000 region, 51,000, roughly around here. That's 50,797, and then start making our way up. But this is the first thing I need to see. So I'm not even going to bother going looking at it until we start breaking this green resistance line and we start breaking clear of 49,100. Okay, technically we could still come down here to 46 and even further 46,000 and bounce off this. And we could come down and do something like that, something like this. We could be wicking around in here for a while. Who knows? I don't know. I mean, Bitcoin has faked out I don't know how many times at this stage. So we're just going to go to the stochastics. And what do I see? So if I can actually highlight it. So on the hourly, we're at the bottom turning up. Okay, so we're oversold, coming up now, and we're basically going to try and get back up here into the bullish area. On the 4-hourly, we were just resetting the oscillators and we were coming back down. So I think that's what this correction was. It's coming back into the neutral zone. Okay, and the daily, we're halfway there. We still can come all the way up here, which would mean a big pump for Bitcoin. Do I think it's going to pump and break out? I do eventually think it will break out, but it could be another week. Could be the weekend, who knows, but I do think we will eventually break out. We have resistance in the daily ribbon here as well. Okay, so that's holding us down. Okay, you can see it's just, but downtrends don't last forever. All right, guys, so that's Bitcoin. Okay, okay, this is Loopring LRC, and I know this is a big following. You can see actually this is the daily chart, and actually Loopring is doing better than a lot of other coins. We're actually kind of up a bit in the ribbon here. You can see here quite clearly, but we're in a kind of a wedge here. We've got a couple of touches here, like 3 touches on support, and we've got a couple of touches at the top here. So this will eventually come to a crescendo into the apex. I'm just going to go. We really do need to break this line here, this trend line. So I'm going to put an actual alert on that. Yeah, so we do need to break this trend line, and this is the issue here. We're being held down. Okay, quite clearly you can see that here. I'm going to go into closer time frames, like the 15 minutes, and see what's actually happening, where the levels are. So you can see kind of we're ranging from around the $2.12 kind of region today. But we're actually gone into kind of a falling wedge here. I can clearly see. And something like that. Roughly like that. And I'm going to put an alert on this. So when we're crossing up, or greater than, sorry, it'll alert. Okay. And we've got a bit of resistance here at about $2.19. And another bit here at $2.17. Okay, so we're kind of ranging right now. We're at $2.14. Bit of support underneath at around $2.13. And another bit at $2.12. Okay, so the support there and a bit of resistance up here at $2.16. So they're your kind of levels, guys. I would expect loop ring to break out and up out of this and make a move towards this direction here, eventually attacking the resistance line of the actual overall wedge, okay, which you can clearly see here. But on the 15-minute, we're on a downtrend. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. The 5-minute, we're on a downtrend. Again, this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's dropping, and this is like all the alts are dropping. And I still get questions. Why is my altcoin dropping? This is because Bitcoin is going down. You know what I mean? Let's get with the program. You know, if you're in crypto, you need to know what the hell is going on. Yes, Loopring has held a bit better than most, and they're like Luna is holding well. AVAX is holding well. There's certain coins holding, but there's other coins are just getting absolutely annihilated. Okay, but right now Loopring is doing okay compared to the other coins in this whole correction. Okay, so these are the levels you're kind of looking at. You're kind of looking at $2.13, $2.15, $2.16. Bit of small bit of resistance at $2.17 and then $2.19. Okay, so that's the Loopring. I'm just going to check the stochastics, and the 5-minute is coming down. The 15-minute is coming to the top. The hourly is on the floor. I'd expect to bounce pretty soon. What's the 4-hourly doing? 4-hourly has come back from being overbought, okay, which is a good thing. So I would expect a bit of a bounce coming up here for Loopring. All right, so that's Loopring. Okay, this is PBR, Poker Bridge, one of my personal favorites. You can see here, this is the 4-hour chart, big downtrend, okay? This is KuCoin, and we have just broken that downtrend line, and we're coming back and back testing it, okay? So you can see this quite clearly here. Just 1 second. Yeah, you can see that right here. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in. Okay, so this is the 4-hour chart. Broke out, came back, and now we're back testing. We've bounced. Okay, so that's quite a nice breakout. Okay, for those who don't understand trend lines, like we've got some beautiful touches here, and we've broken the downtrend now, and it's coming back to back tests. And I do think it'll bounce. It should bounce, and it is bouncing here. Okay, so this is the 4-hour chart again. All right. Okay, so these are the levels that I'm kind of watching at the moment. This is I'll go to the 2-hourly chart on Poker Bridge. So we've got a point of control here, $1.08. You can see we're being held down by about right now. That's where there was most volume traded. Okay, that's why we're kind of holding it now, and we've actually bounced beautifully off this trend line of the overall downtrend where we broke out, came back and back tested. This is exactly what you want to see. And then you would see a bounce, a continuation. Okay, so the levels above us is the point of control, $1.08. We break that. I see it's moving to $1.12. You can see there's a lot of resistance there. Then $1.15, $1.17, and $1.20. Okay, down below us, if we break back in here, first of all, we do now have this. We've just flipped this here, okay, into support. We have $1.05 here, which is on the line. We have $1.01, and we have 1.95 cent. Okay, a support 88 cent, 84 cent. Okay, so what do I see here? We actually did create a double bottom if you look at the 4-hourly. Okay, so you can see a bit of a double bottom going on here, more or less something like this. Bang, you know, so something like that, right? That's what I'm seeing. And 167 would be the neckline of that whole move. We'd have to get up there Okay, break that, and then we'd have a target back up here. Okay, but that'll take time. This is called a correction, and PBR is moving down with Bitcoin. Every time Bitcoin makes a move, PBR makes a move. Okay, it was running independent of Bitcoin when it was having its big pump. It's in correction phase. It's running with Bitcoin. Be aware of that. Okay, whatever Bitcoin does, PBR will react to it. Okay, these are the stochastics, and the stochastics are over on the 4 hour. We're overbought, and it's pulling back into neutral territory. Okay, let's go to the hourly. The hourly is on more or less on the floor. You can see this here, and it's turning back up. So I would like to see a bounce on PBR. The 15 minutes at the top, so that can still go up a bit further, up to 100. Okay, so this might even pull back even down here, and the hourly will go back down. Okay, 30 minutes is on its way up as well. Let's take a look at the daily. And the daily isn't even up at the top yet. It's not even overbought. So the daily could actually run all the way up to 100 and stay up there. And that would bring us, quite far up in price. Okay, guys. So that is PBR. I've kind of give you an idea. We've broken a massive downtrend overall. Okay. That's the daily. But if we go to the 4 hour, you can see we're just broken it now. And we're trying to do a back test. All right. So that's PBR, Poker Bridge. Awesome. Okay, this is Polc City. You can see I've actually deleted everything from the chart because it was invalidated by Bitcoin. Polc City got an absolute hammering, just like Poker Bridge and just like every other coin, really. It's still stuck in a downtrend here. The resistance is the 4 hour chart, but you've got good support here, okay? It's been pushed into the apex quite beautifully, as you can see. So, you're looking at this level here to be broken. You're watching this line here. Once that's broken, it makes a back test. Yeah, we're away. But again, it's up 4.58% today. It's made a nice bit of a run. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom right in here on the 4 hour chart. Okay, and you can see it's actually touched the resistance downtrend here. So I would like to see that break. This can still make its way down here. Okay, something like that. And then I'd be expecting some sort of double bottom. And then a breakout. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for in Polc City. The stochastics, the hourly can still come down here. Okay, which tells me that could be a push down, which coincides with Polc City touching the resistance and coming back down towards support. So this can still come down a small bit more, maybe back to 92 cent or 91 cent. And then we'll be flatlining on the hourly, and I'd expect a kind of a move back up. Yeah, the 4 hourly, the daily is still on the floor actually, which is actually quite lovely. And that is the time to buy on Polc City. So the daily is telling me, yeah, it's on the floor, it's flatlining. And that's personally where I would kind of go, ooh, very, very tasty. Okay, and that's the daily chart, and quite beautiful in a falling wedge. And I would expect this to resolve itself eventually up to, break out and up. Okay, that's what I'm looking for Polc City. And it's actually quite a lovely chart. Okay, this is Kadena on Tether and KuCoin. So yeah, Kadena got an absolute hammering, like the rest of the coins. And it actually came back down and retested its all-time high, its previous all-time high, which actually is very, very bullish, okay? You can see quite clearly here that it came back down here, retested its all-time high, and bounced, okay? So what is it doing now? It's in actually a beautiful channel. And you can see that quite clearly here. Again, this is high time frames. This is the daily chart. Okay. So to get a resolution on these, it takes time. Okay. So you have the resistance here of the channel. We came up here today and hit it and got rejected, which is totally, totally fine. But it's fantastic to see it actually come up and try and attack it. This is the downtrend we need to break. Okay. When we break this, I can see a move. Once we're up here at $14.22, $14.73, I can see a move straight away up to $15.70. There's no real resistance there, okay? It's going to move straight out of that and break out of it. I'm just going to go into the lower time frames. So where are we now? Yeah, we came up here, touched, got rejected, came back down. We're now being held by the $12.05 region. Okay, once we flip that into support, okay, you can see here, we're going to come up to the next level at $12.73. Once we break that, we're moving to the next resistance of $13.43. And once we break that, We're coming up to the big trend line where we got rejected last time. And, you know, it'll be probably down here if that's tomorrow or the next day at around the $13.40-ish region. And once we break out of this actual flag, which looks like a massive bull flag, we need to come back and do a retest on it. Something like this. That right there is very healthy. And then start making our way up and out. Okay? So they're your levels, guys. You know, to get an awful correction, but actually it was a very bullish correction because of the fact it came back and retested its all-time high, previous all-time high, which is a fantastic thing for it to do. Even if I pull a fib here to see what it's doing fib-wise, and it's a clean, like right down to the bottom, you know, I would expect it eventually to get back to the golden pocket, retrace back up there, and you're talking up this region here, between $20.76 and $24, up around there. That's how I would expect it to get back to eventually for Kadena. And that's why, because that's the golden pocket, and that's where most moves will eventually retrace back to over time. You know, let's take a look at the golden, like what is the flag? So this is, by the way, highly speculative. This is not financial advice, and this is over time. What is that price? Let's take a look at the flag. Breakout there. Let's say it breaks out here. We're looking at let's say $30.95, and I'll put that in big yellow. And that again is over time. You know, that's not going to happen straight away. Okay, so that would be the eventual target if it did break out now of the bull flag. To the upside. And, you know, golden pocket is $20, you know, 65 for Kadena. But they are different levels all the way up, all right, for Kadena. And on the stochastics, you can see here, we just turned up now on the daily, which is lovely. We've come down from the bottom, we've turned up. So there's still a good bit of upside for Kadena on the daily. Let's take a look at the hourly. And actually the hourly as well is curling up as I was oversold. Very, very tasty and healthy. 15 minutes should be the top coming back. Oh yeah, it's cool. It's already back in here, which is lovely. So I do see a bit more upside here now in Kadena because the hourly needs to turn up here. The 4 hourly is coming down into neutral territory. So yeah, Kadena looks lovely, lovely and healthy. All right. So this is Equal Surf Ireland Crypto. If you like what you're hearing, okay, you have there Polc Bridge, Kadena, Loop Ring, and obviously a market update. Okay, so give me a subscribe, guys. It'll be awesome to have you on board. I've broken 600 subscribers. I was going to say 600,000 subscribers, but 600 subscribers now, which is awesome. And thanks for the support. And yeah, building. And you know, it's funny when we get into a correction, you can see the views, which is really normal stuff. People's appetite for crypto, once there's a big correction, goes out the window. And the views go down, you know, the Swanee, and no one is looking at anything or watching any of your videos. But, you know, like, I know I've been busy and stuff, and I probably haven't been here every day, but this is just a quick update. But look, thank you for subscribing, and, you know, glory days, in my opinion, will return again, and I do think we will bounce, and the market, there will be a big pump coming, I would think in the next week or two. I would be expecting something like that. Okay, guys, so this is Equal Surf Ireland Crypto. Give me a subscribe, give me a like. Awesome.